Big implications in the title race, Pete? Just explain how Liverpool could win the league without even kicking at a ball. Well, obviously they have for the previous games, or otherwise that would be a little unfair,
and
wouldn't it?
They still have to keep kicking balls, otherwise
okay, right. Yeah, without kicking a ball tonight.
So yes, if Arsenal lose to Crystal Palace, they won't be able to get to Liverpool's current total of 79. So Liverpool will be champions, Premier League champions for the second time, English champions for a 20th time, matching Man United's record as well. And big celebrations, I imagine, at Anfield on Sunday when they play Tottenham. Tottenham presumably will give them a guard of honour, as is tradition. But if not, they'll have the chance to win it against Tottenham at the weekend anyway. But if it does go their way tonight, they'll be able to win the title with 5 games remaining. As we can see, only one team has ever won the Premier League with more games remaining than that, and that was Liverpool themselves in that COVID season 2019-20 when Jurgen Klopp took them to the title with 7 games remaining. Liverpool were 18 points clear by the end of that season. Man City, in this season, they got 100 points, didn't they, and finished 19 ahead of Man United. So Liverpool, with a 13-point gap over Arsenal, could still yet even have the biggest winning margin, even if they won't quite have the win with the fewest, with the most games remaining.
I see. Okay. What it all means is Arsenal will come up short yet again. Begs the question: what is it that's cost them?
Well, I guess the answer to that question is how sympathetic you are to Arsenal and the issues they feel they've had this season, because they will say that they've had lots of injuries this season. Of course they have. Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, Jesus, Mikel Arteta was injured in pre-season before they even got going. Ben White, their first choice right back, has been out for much of the season. Of course they've had decisions go against them. We've seen Declan Rice sent off and Leandro Trossard sent off for delaying the restart, something we've not seen since those incidents. We've seen Miles Lewis-Skelly as well getting sent off, didn't he, against Wolves, and then later rescinded. Saliba was sent off against Bournemouth, and of course the next game he was suspended for was against Liverpool, a 2-2 draw, which perhaps could have swung the momentum a little bit at that time. So that's what they'd say, but perhaps their harsher critics will say, well, they didn't sign a striker either last summer or in January when it seemed obvious they were crying out for that finisher in the box. And I guess their critics might also say that they've been too defensive, too reliant on set plays, that in open play they've not been as fluid. But is that because of the injuries? Now, we can see their stats here and with their rankings across the past 3 seasons. And you can just see the consistency. I think this is what Mikel Arteta would point to, because across a range of metrics, particularly defensive ones, but most notably points, across the last 3 seasons, they've been there. And if they do finish second this year, it would just be the second time in the Premier League era that they've finished second 3 years in a row. And it's that consistency, I think, which Mikel Arteta will feel when you see all this and you see the age of the team, that special things are just there and potentially could come next season, perhaps could come this season in the Champions League for them. And perhaps those harsh critics maybe just need to think of that bigger picture, and then maybe this time next year we'll be talking about Arsenal in position to win the title, but going to miss out this year.
Only 14 defeats over 3 seasons.
It's impressive, isn't it? It is impressive consistency.